So we started a year ago. It was really LeBeau's brainchild and working with some great people. Robin came in early and we began this working group, and we're looking into researching different legislation of the past, what bills might have had a lot of support but didn't get through. And so we did this on the Florida House and Florida Senate websites. And it's really something very interesting for citizens to do, is just poke around in here and you can find out a lot of things about a lot of good bills. Our goal with the Green Party is to listen to the voice of the people. And the voice of the people then, as in now, is very strong on social justice. And so being a new working group, we didn't want to bite off more than we could chew. So we found this one statute. It is Florida Statute 683.01, legal holidays. And there are 5 legal holidays which actually have more significance than other holidays or special observances. But these 5 commemorate, celebrate, memorialize supporters of Confederate slavery and our early colonizers that there was a lot of genocide of the indigenous populations and slavery. So these holidays were something that was very clear from the voice of the people that we do not want. It is not good for our tourism, for our businesses, or especially offensive to Floridians across the state. So we looked at this and started thinking about writing a bill that would repair this situation, and came up with the Repair Legal Holidays of Confederates and Colonizers Bill. And we initiated a effort, the Florida Citizens Initiative, so that citizens, regardless of their party affiliation, who, let's face it, this is broadly wanted, as you have seen throughout the state and throughout the country, of taking down of Confederate memorials and statues. And right now we're in Jacksonville here, still working on getting these names off of our high schools and other places. So created this effort so that all would be able to join. And we have had effort from people from different parties and non-affiliated in the effort. So we created a new draft bill for the 2021 Florida legislative session, consulted with historians. Historical research is very important, not only in the bill, but in every aspect that the bill refers to. And we found that our statutes were historically inaccurate. So, so we created this bill, doing a lot of research and consulting with others. And I'm going to jump ahead and show you.
Holidays of Confederates and Colonizers Bill. And it's sponsored by Senator Bobby Powell and Representative Geraldine Thompson. And we have 4 other co-sponsors for this bill also. The bill is the Repair Legal Holiday.
And that is our incoming co-chair, Eric Moore, presenting at the Duval Legislative Delegate meeting here in November, after we'd done a lot of work. So now I'm going to tell you about the work. First of all, after you do the research and writing the bill, then what you need to do is really promote it. So you come up with some talking points. Here we have the repair, rename, replace, refocus, rectify, and redress, which makes it a little bit easier for people to talk about. So it's renaming and refocusing 5 holidays. One aspect of the bill that was important to us because of expected financial budget shortfalls was no fiscal impact. So we had looked at other bills that have tried to remove some of these holidays in the past that did not go through. But we wanted to get the most bang for our buck and actually did some research as far as what and whom are most affected by that historical inaccuracy, the revisionist history that has been enshrined as white supremacy in our Florida statutes. And so we wanted to create really a reparation for that. So we looked at that, and after much research and discussion, we came up with these changes: birthday of Robert E. Lee to the John Lewis Advanced Voting Rights Day, Pascua, Florida Day that actually celebrates genocide, to the Pascua, Florida Indigenous Peoples of Florida Day. Confederate Memorial Day would be Slave Ancestors Day. Birthday of Jefferson Davis becomes Juneteenth month Jubilee, and Columbus Day and Farmers Day to Indigenous Peoples Day and Small Farms Day. So this slideshow is available to the public, and we can put that link up for all to see each of these holidays that explains our rationale and our desire to make, not just get rid of something negative, but actually make this positive annual change that would be an annual reparation for the harm done for these holidays. And we've gotten a very good response across the board on these, because factual commemorations are important to Floridians, to students, businesses, and visitors. So we want to take it down, hashtag take it down, in the Florida statutes. Okay. Here is the proposed bill analysis and fiscal impact statement that we created. And again, we had a linguist help us make sure that our language was correct. And then the first thing we began was to get the leadership of those most affected. So we went and sent a lot of letters to the Florida Legislative Black Caucus, to our indigenous tribes, the Miccosukee tribe and the Seminole tribes of Florida, because we feel they should be in the lead on this. And so there was a lot of work done. I know Henry and I sent tons of snail mail out and other greens across the state, and came up with some press release and attended events. Here's a copy of a flyer that we handed out. We were committed to being co-sponsored by the senator and a House representative, and co-sponsored at the appropriate time in the legislative process by 4 other legislators. So we were quite pleased with that, and we went ahead and created an expansive campaign and explain what people can do. We created a website, and Kathy came in, and LeBeau to work on this. Robin was out speaking to legislators, and we all were doing that across the state. Very nice website where it would be very easy for the average person in less than a minute to endorse the bill. And then for affiliates and for allies, we went to churches and asked for their support with example letters of how you can support the effort. And business leaders, local reps, community groups, and even more explanation for our affiliates. And got some great endorsements from the Black Caucus and the Latinx Caucus, which I think were the most vital for National Take It Down group. And also reminded the legislators over the holiday season that yes, we're still here, and yes, you need to forward this effort. And it was filed. So this is a historical moment for Greens in Florida that we received back from drafting our bill. And we are grateful for Senator Bobby Powell for doing that. Unfortunately, there was no furthering of the effort. As Phil mentioned, it is a leader-controlled legislature and government that we have here in Florida, so the people's voices are not always being heard. But really spectacular. In fact, our effort spurred all kinds of legislative efforts on these holidays. So a lot of legislators took it upon themselves to take pieces or bits of this and file their own bills. Now, none were as robust as ours, but it received a lot of buzz, and we're very proud of the effort, and we would like to thank all of our Florida Greens and allies for making this difference. We are not through with this effort. Until white supremacy is taken out of our Florida statutes and other public spaces, we won't stop. And we just thank you so much for helping out.